It's too early for me. My coffee hasn't settled in yet. I'm still fucking chugging this thing as we speak. I got another fucking energy drink. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I totally forgot. I didn't do this on purpose. A total coincidence. It's the Zoa brand of energy drink. That's The Rock's, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson's brand of energy drinks. We're going to be doing a little later. I think I did another flavor before. I don't remember which variant I did, but it was one of them. And it wasn't bad, actually. This claims to be 0 sugar, but I still see calories. And yet... Okay, he's not lying. No sugar. The Rock wouldn't lie at this point, I think. Remember they tried to cancel The Rock like a month or two ago? Because of like some old shit he did like on during the Attitude Era of wrestling. Well, good luck with that. The stupid thing to say was, well, there is a whole generation that got raised on The Rock, not knowing he was The Rock the wrestler with the eyebrow and the Rudy Poo candy ass, all that talk. They know him as an actor, which is odd. Because as much as I respect The Rock, I respect him. I'm a fan of Attitude Era Rock, but mostly and mainly The Rock, specifically in that time, that capsule of time when he was fresh out of being Rocky Johnson, pissed off at the crowd, and became The Rock. The $800 Versace shirts and the loafers and the whatever the fuck else outfit attire, talking all this shit, sticking it up people's asses. Basically, that time up until he went to Hollywood and did the Scorpion King. Yeah, I think that's what he did first, Scorpion King. I don't know what happened. And I don't know how many other people can relate, but once he came back to wrestling after the Scorpion King, he came back leaner, shorter haired, heel Rock, I think he was, Hollywood Rock, whatever. He was just different, and I didn't like it. He wasn't funny like he was before, like au naturel, just like calmly talking and delivering the jokes, hitting the eyebrow, whatever, too. He just came back with like that ADHD, like bouncing off the wall energy. I remember one promo that sticks out in my mind specifically. He was cutting a promo with somebody or just trying to get the crowd amped or whatever, and this wasn't him ever before that. Only right after the Scorpion King, he came right back. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, that's what I got tattooed on my mind as far as post-Scorpion King coming back to wrestling Rock is concerned. And I hated him ever since then. I didn't like heel Rock, tried too hard to be heel. Because, of course, he had to work against the crowd loving him and him being back, whatever, I get it too. But kind of worked too much into trying to be a dick, and mission not accomplished because the crowd would still cheer for him and still like him. So of course at some point they had to drop that gimmick too. And I don't know, ever since then, like it's been, I hate to say it because I would love to work with The Rock obviously, and or his production studio, $7 film studios, whatever it's called. And I love the Young Rock sitcom. I did a review on season 1 as one of my episodes for Who Just Been Watching, my movie review podcast, last year, as soon as it was done, because I actually enjoyed it. Looking forward, waiting a whole year for season 2, which is still going on now if you haven't caught it. I think this past Tuesday was the next to last episode for season 2. So next Tuesday coming up is the last episode for this season. I think it was renewed for season 3, but there's nothing beyond that. And honestly, the pacing of the show has been good. Season 1 was all over the place, but still overall good, funny, charming. And somehow, they made it work as far as making wrestling kind of mainstream again, pop culture. Of all things, via sitcom on NBC, which works. And it's actually funny and again charming and actually flows and makes sense, and I could see people getting into wrestling somewhat based off Young Rock if they never watched before, or they're kind of vaguely familiar at least with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's a charming little story. I mean, why not? The Rock is a charming guy, seems and comes off like a nice guy. I believe it, absolutely, but it's just his acting in movies and shit that I don't believe. Because I've always said this. I've said this in past episodes, and I'll stick by this even if ever I have to meet The Rock in person. God forbid, because he's a huge fucking gigantic tan, tattooed, bald man. So I'll probably be shitting my pants while I'm saying this. But I will say this again to emphasize. The Rock is not a good actor. By any means, way, shapes, and or form. The Rock is literally in every role he plays. Oh, he's doing the Jungle Cruise. It's The Rock as, Dwayne Johnson as an overgrown, brolic cruise ship captain. Oh, The Rock's gonna play the one firefighter, policeman that survives a whole monster rampage takeover of Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, of course, because there's always the misfortune of downtown LA getting wrecked by an overgrown gorilla and an overgrown lizard. In that movie Rampage, it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson as an overgrown, buff, tattooed, tanned up policeman. The only one that could take on a 50-story tall gorilla and a 50-story tall lizard that ain't King Kong and or Godzilla. What? Oh, The Rock is dressing up as a tooth fairy? No, excuse you. Dwayne The Rock Johnson as an overgrown, buff, tanned up tooth fairy in that whole stretch of Disney movies he was doing too for a while. He's not a good actor. I'm sorry. The best acting he ever did was as himself, The Rock, as a wrestler. Once he transitioned over to Hollywood and did his thing, I commend him. He did it. I think he's still the highest paid male actor right now, or action star, whatever they specified it as. Because, God forbid anybody admit a wrestler of all people is the highest paid actor in the world, male or female, or whatever. No, The Rock identifies as male, absolutely. Not that he wouldn't identify as female or something else, no. He wouldn't identify as female. He'd identify as something, well, who the fuck knows at some point, but I think he's too old to even, no. Nah, he'd be too old to transition at this point. Now, I wouldn't blame him if he did. That's his choice, his lifestyle, whatever. His life, his choice, his cock, his choice. But yeah, he'd be too old to transition. But yeah, he's just not a great actor. Let's face facts. I mean, if you're only a notch, a slight twist of the knob, oh shit, I just accidentally twisted this knob towards the right to amp a little bit above Vin Diesel, you're not a great actor. You're not even a good actor. You're an actor that's able to act enough to make your role at least convincing to the studio exec or whoever wrote the script or whoever did the casting and say, you know what, The Rock is enough of an actor to pull this off. I was going to say good enough of an actor. No, they definitely said at all times, everything he's done till now, and I'm sorry to The Rock, this ain't, taking shots at him for no reason, but come on. There's enough proof and evidence lined up in all the movies he's done, all the shows he's done, possibly too as well. I can't think of really shows. I think he was on one of the Star Treks from the 90s or something, early 2000s. He was The Rock, giving the rock bottom to an alien, I think, or having sex. I forget exactly what, but there's enough proof there to show The Rock is able to act out his role at best. Not good. Don't you dare say great. The Rock will never be mentioned in the same sentence of Oscar worthy or a contender for the Oscar. Never, ever. The Rock will be president of the United States before he ever gets close to even inching towards or breathing in the same room as a fucking Oscar. Yes, you're gonna say to me, but The Rock was there when Will Smith smacked up Chris Rock. Let's take it easy too and tone it back as far as smacked up, because he did not smack up Chris Rock. I'm sorry. First off, I know old news by now, who gives a shit? We're way beyond it. We're at the point now where Dave Chappelle got tackled, ramsacked by a guy who really paid for it by getting twisted inside out like a fucking pretzel, his arm at least. But Will Smith did not smack the shit out of Chris Rock. He bitch slapped. He slaps like a pussy if that's how he legit slaps. Or Maybe that's why his kids are acting really the way they want to act. I'm not saying they're acting funny, or I'm not judging the kids, but the kids probably got no discipline, because if it was up to Will smacking them, and he's got that kind of fucking smack power, even though he got all jacked up and built and big for Ali and stayed that same size ever since, and he smacks like a pussy like that, no wonder Jaden's like fucking out here wearing skirts and dresses and acting like he wants to act like it. My dad, man, I'm more manly than my dad. Even with a skirt on and maybe sucking a cock or something like that too, I'm more manly than my dad ever was in his life. You seen how this man smacks? No, I don't live in the Will Smith household to know how Will Smith smacks. Man, that guy's a pussy. I love my dad and all. He keeps me fed and paid and all that too. But man, he slaps like a bitch. My mom be slapping though. Same thing with Willow. I whip my hair back and forth. Probably based off of how much fun she'd have with, dad really trying to legit slap the shit out of her, trying to discipline her growing up. But she thought the whole time he was like play slapping her back and forth. And that's how she came up with, I whip my hair back and forth. And all. I'm just kidding, of course. But Will Smith absolutely did not smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Let's get that out the fucking way, make that crystal clear. Now, I'm telling you that, I stand by it too. Will Smith is a cuck because of the behavior he's displayed by what happened. Chris Rock makes the G.I. Jane joke. He laughs. There's no way you don't recognize or know, oh shit, Will Smith is laughing. Ha 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 ha. The way he fucking laughs, Hardy and black. I'm not even being racist with that, I'm saying, but it's a Hardy black man laugh. And it's an endearing laugh because it's a sincere laugh. So that meant he liked the joke. As dad joke, as, off the cuff, spur of the moment, Jada's there, it's a simple joke, simple reach, why not? Everyone knows G.I. Jane, whatever, I hope. Chris Rock going through his mind, he's like, yeah, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Will Smith, ha 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 ha. Because Will Smith does the Hardy, room-filling laugh and the woo whenever he's in a movie, right? But then, of course, as we know already, video evidence, I'm not making any of this shit up or trying to be an instigator or nothing. He looks, as he's laughing, to Jada. Jada's rolling her eyes. Jada's upset because of the stupid joke at her expense. But meanwhile, dad joke, okay, borderline bad joke, but still just kind of joke at your own expense because you know what? Who the fuck even cared or knew you had alopecia? At this point, then all of a sudden it's a change because he knows that stupid face he has to go home to. And the kind of pissy little fucking mood she'd be in because, oh, can you believe this motherfucker made that joke? Doesn't the world know I got alopecia and I'm out here putting myself out there? I'm still trying to be a strong-ass woman. If you're going to be such a strong-ass woman with alopecia of all things, I get it. Losing hair, hey, hello, I can relate directly. Duh. This ain't a choice or lifestyle choice, by the way, Jada. I had no fucking choice. I lost all my hair. Well, the hair still kind of creeps in there, but it's still lost for the most part because up here in the front, no show, or barely there. On the back and all around too, right above my ears basically, yeah, they're still acting like day one out the fucking womb almost, full head of hair like that, but I don't got it. If you're such a strong woman with alopecia and you said in an old ass video, I'm gonna stand at the forefront for women with alopecia going through things like me, whatever too, I'm gonna be a badass woman or whatever. How's that such a badass thing for you? How's that such a badass thing for you to do? Sitting there and, of course, roll your eyes. Or act upset or smirk like, this motherfucker, whatever. When he makes that joke. If you're such a badass, it will just roll off you. You'd be unfazed, unaffected, or at least, even if the joke ain't so great, Chris Rock is a comedic genius. Absolutely. Living legend. Absolutely. But even he comes up with little shit like that at the moment. Dad joke. He's a dad, obviously. He's older. Why the fuck not? Chuckle, laugh, smirk a little bit, snaggletooth, whatever. Be polite. You're at the Oscars of all fucking things anyway. It's not like Jada Pinkett Smith ever in her life is gonna get nominated for some shit she did, as far as acting's concerned, enough to be merited to be in a room full of Oscar-worthy contenders. Fuck no. She's terrible. She's trash too. I'm sorry. Menace to Society. Let's be honest. I'm sorry. But she was great to look at. Beautiful woman. Chef's kiss on her for that. Absolutely. Beautiful, stunning woman. She had braids on too, so I don't know, the braids really did it for her fucking face, the facial structure, just the face period. Already beautiful by default. With the braids, it's some sort of witchcraft, brujeria, magic was working there too, which just really brought out her fucking face, just really just cascaded along her face perfectly. Great to look at, eye candy, absolutely. Can she act? She's like a female Rock. She can act enough to make this convincing. I'm not going to say good, I'm not going to say great, I'm not going to say fantastic, none of that shit. Jada Pinkett Smith is the female Rock as far as acting's concerned. Now, depending on the kind of female you ask, maybe The Rock's a good-looking, handsome-ass man, maybe just a big, overgrown, buff-ass man, but I feel protected, under his lats and or wings, so why not? But whatever, I'm going to put them both in the same category. Point is, The Rock was there, absolutely, when it fucking happened. But that is the only time The Rock will ever be fucking in the same room and being able to take in the same air as a room full of Oscar-worthy contenders. Same for Jada. The Rock will never, ever, ever, ever win an Oscar. Unless, besides the show now, Young Rock, which again, I strongly encourage you to watch, wrestling fan or not. Give the show a chance. It's very charming, actually funny, and not trying too hard to be like, based on a wrestler's past life, we gotta make it wrestling heavy. No. It's a sitcom that happens to be about wrestling, but we gotta make corny-ass wrestling jokes too at the expense of whatever this guy's backstory. Punch up a script of any sort, so just put it on TV. We got 2 seasons at least, so it doesn't matter. We're paid either way. No. It's actually legit a good show. Family friendly too on top of that, so, can't really ask for much more. But only if The Rock were to act as himself in the late phase of his life in The Rock biopic, if they ever do a film just for that purpose, even then, they'd still have to debate. The man is playing himself at his older age, at this, part of his life, but he still can't do it right. But what do you mean? He's The Rock. He's playing The Rock at like 50-something, however old he is right now. How can we not at least nominate him? No, it's still not good. Can't we get fucking, whoever the fuck else is out there who can we can spray tan really quick and get jacked up on, HGH, testosterone, in like a matter of months and have him play The Rock instead. But we got The Rock right there. He's taking no fee for playing himself in his own biopic movie. No, we gotta reconsider, recast. There's gotta be somebody out there, please, whatever the fuck. Get the fat kid from fucking Spider-Man No Way Home at least. He's bald already by default, I think. Just slap some tattoos on him and have him play the old ass Rock too. Get him before the fucking Rock. And meanwhile, The Rock's on like FaceTime the whole time, or like conference call too, hearing in like, okay, well, you jackass, or something like that.
Yo, it's over. Alright, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
Alright.